Luxuries that only NBA players have. Hello and welcome to Luxury Lifestyle. With the million-dollar contracts in today's NBA, many players have enough money to support up to 3 generations of their family, and yet many spend money on things you will never expect. Some legends spend thousands of dollars to survive the zombie apocalypse, while others almost die for a whim. Stay tuned because the video shows the luxuries that only NBA players can afford. We start with Junior Smith, a player who surprises you with his crazy things on the court. Imagine off the court. Once he won the ring and having secured about $20 million, this guy spent $500,000 on an armored military truck, which looks like something out of the GTA chase. This truck is built with indestructible rubber bulletproof glass and armor that can withstand high-caliber shots, even grenades. This truck is listed as a vehicle capable of surviving anything, even a zombie apocalypse. This is one of the stupid things that gamers own that without naming you $1 million shoes and cars, 100 million plus yachts. Now let's see the secret hobby of millions of dollars that LeBron James has. Recently news have come out about that one of LeBron's NBA collectible cards in his first season has been sold around $5 million, a record in these kind of collections. Only having 23 of these around the world, you will think they are hard to get, but that is not so. LeBron made fun of everyone. He commented in an interview that he owns 2 cards of him if at some point he is short of money, besides he owns a house valued at $20 million. As if that wasn't enough, LeBron has been raising his level in terms of jewelry. Apparently getting together so much with the rappers is affecting them because everywhere you look he has diamond. Recently TMZ exposed one of the latest masterpieces acquired by the king. He has vowed to the jeweler Iceman nick his famous Lion Kid Keeper jewel, made with 130 grams of gold, 11 karat and with 35 diamonds encrusted, and the craziest part is that the jewel also lights up. LeBron owns things that only kings can afford. So we already know about the craziness that LeBron has in his body, but that's not all, because this man has the most unique teeth ever seen. 11 diamonds in his teeth, a custom logo and a purple opal, but we all know LeBron, he wants more attention than any girl you know. That's why when he went viral, he had another diamond teeth made which only he will do. Now let's talk about his watches. He owns a Rolex of $100,000, Patek Philippe of $300,000, Richard Mille of $750,000. LeBron has watches that go beyond exclusive, as one of the rarest pieces in the world, a custom Audemars Piguet of the Black Panther, valued at $5 million. His most legendary watch cost even more. In this year's Super Bowl, LeBron went more viral than the final itself for having the Patek Philippe that only legends like Jay-Z or Leonardo DiCaprio have been seen with the watch. This watch cost more than $6.5 million. If we add up LeBron's entire collection, he has more than millions of dollars spent on jewelry alone. But none of that compares to what Dwayne Wade bought because he hired armed security guards to be with him 24/7. Wade is known for having his garage full of Lambos, Ferraris and McLarens, but recently he gave himself one of the rarest cars in the world, the Mercedes Maybach A580. From the outside, it doesn't look like anything from the other world, but Wade's version is exclusive. The seats, the dashboards, the entire interior is made with the leather of a basketball. It's a car valued around $200,000. But if you thought this car was expensive, well, his favorite pair of shoes cost $20 more than that. If you thought spending $200 on a pair of Jordan shoes was expensive, imagine spending $4 million. Recently, Wade releases his own shoes, the Lightning Weight of Wade Ford. covered in diamond, sapphires, and 18 carats of gold. The combination of colors and flower print represent the Chinese New Year, and for being one of the most expensive pair of shoes in the world, at the moment of taking them out of the box, Wade knew he had to take care of them. That's why he hired security guards. Definitely, this is one of the most valuable positions. While Wade was smart hiring security, others almost lost their lives for a whim like Stephen Curry. And is that Curry is not only a basketball lover, he feels the need for speed. And since Curry begins to have money to spare, he started buying absurdly expensive cars, custom Range Rovers, Mercedes, and more. And despite appearing in Infiniti commercials, nothing stopped his love for Porsches. Because he owns a Porsche 911 Turbo valued at $175,000, plus a back Porsche Panamera valued at $180,000. But the price is not the most expensive part because this car almost cost him his life. If you are liking the video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Let's continue. In the year 2018, Curry went the road to see what his Porsche has made of. But out of nowhere came the rain. For a lifelong driver like him, rain was not an impediment. What he didn't know was that his fate was not in his hand. And out of nowhere, a white Lexus rammed him from behind and set him straight into the wall. Stuck in his car in the middle of the street, worried for his life, another car hit him. When the local police arrived at the site, Steph was still breathing, and the crazy thing is that he didn't have a single scratch on his entire body. Now his car didn't have the same fate and was completely destroyed. Curry knew that surviving that accident was a miracle, so there were two things he could do: write a tweet thanking God he was still alive, and well, spend a few millions. He could give up his love for driving fast cars, but living 25 minutes away from the Warriors Stadium meant having to drive through San Francisco traffic every single game. One day, he woke up and realized he needed a new home since he had to drive a lot to the Warriors Stadium. That's why Steph came to Four Seasons and bought a condo on the 30th floor, his jersey number, for $8 million, just to be 5 minutes from the stadium instead of 25, and avoid all the traffic. Another one who also spent his fortune is the legend Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq has the most legendary collection of cars than any NBA player. He had Lambos, Ferraris, even Polaris slingshots. The man was bored with his money that he bought cars from movies, and Shaq bought the same Cadillac Eldorado, the Scarface. But not to mention the custom cars, we are talking about someone who has a Escalade with wing-shaped doors. He changed things up a notch on his 50th birthday, buying a Dodge Hellcat with a perfect paint job splashed on. It is crazy, but not all of his cars come from happy times. He recently bought out after the biggest tragedy of his life. As we all know, the passing of Kobe Bryant devastated the world, but no one was hurting more than Shaq. They were more than partners, they were brothers, and after the news of the tragedy, Shaq knew there was only one thing he could do: to make sure that no matter where he goes, Kobe will always be with him in a Rolls customized with Kobe's face and a snake representing the Black Mamba. This car is valued at about $455,000. We have already talked about $1 million cars, $1 million jewelry, $1 million watches, $1 million shoes, and $1 million house. Now we have to talk about Michael Jordan, who has spent millions on his watches, cars, and even golf courses. He also spent millions on yachts, and the funny thing of all is that he absolutely hated his first yacht. He took it to call Mr. Terrible, even though it cost him $21 million. He had to change the level. So his new work of art is a super yacht, a yacht over 70 meters long, with 8 rooms, a jacuzzi, a gym, and a full-size basketball court. In his $80 million boat, he can spend practically the rest of his life. It is the most expensive yacht that any player owns in the entire NBA. Maybe we can see this from one island to another, and when he has to travel from one country to another, he can't make the yacht fly. That's why he has a private jet that costs him $61 million. This jet is exclusive. It has his initials, his jersey numbers, and logo on the side. At first, it is painted in a light blue, but then he changed it to look like camouflage. Inside, he has a full bar, a dining room, his own smoking area, and even TVs. And you, if you were a star in the NBA, what would you spend so much money on? Cars, yachts, planes, jewelry? And so far today's video. Let us know your opinion in the comments. See you next time!